Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. From Gou Wang and Han Laomo to counting strange nicknames in the World Lin Tian travels through the fantasy world and binds to the inventory system of various heavens. As long as you post a video and list the characters in the heavens, you can receive rewards. So, Lin Tian released inventory of the top 10 strange figures in the world. The opening inventory includes the flying Han demon with the title of Gou King. Killing, setting fire, and flying rain, thousands of people admire Han Tianzun. Han Laomo frowned and realized that the matter was not simple. He retreated behind everyone. After Han Laomo's various behaviors were exposed, Wanjie couldn't help but marvel. Surprisingly, there are people in the world who are so persistent. This is too steady, isn't it? Subsequently, various bizarre nicknames such as Forcing Wang Anlan, Keng Wang Duande, King Air's First Wang Teng and Explosive Heaven Gang Xu Kui were exposed. From then on, Zhutian Wanjie became the target audience for Lin Tian's inventory. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Wanjie Inventory System, Inventory of all Heavens and 10,000. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Wanjie Inventory System, Inventory of all Heavens and Wanjie. Day Sword Sect, Xuanzhua Peak. Wudao Platform. I have met all the senior sisters. Young martial brother, good morning. In the early morning, several figures gathered from all directions on the Wudao platform, including only one man and the others all being stunning women. Several women were shrouded in breaths, shrouded in mystery and shrouded in hidden rules, making them incredibly powerful and heart-stopping. Compared to them, the breath of the young man appears extremely weak, ordinary, and ordinary. However, his appearance was extremely handsome and his temperament was extraordinary, as if he were a banished immortal in a painting. After greeting, the man sat cross-legged. Under the Wudao platform, there are dragon veins flowing, and above, there is a convergence of heaven and earth. It is an excellent place for the cultivation of the Day Sword Sect. Other disciples of the Day Sword Sect can benefit greatly from this place, and their cultivation progress is rapid. Only young men, even in this precious land, progress in cultivation is still slow. Finally, the young man couldn't bear it and withdrew from his cultivation state. Opening his eyes, he looked at several senior sisters and looked into the distance, his expression extremely depressed. Nima, did you let me travel here to become an ordinary cultivator and spend a mediocre life? Men can't keep roast. His name is Lin Tian, and he is a traveler. 2 years ago, Lin Tian's physical body and soul traveled together to this mystical world. He was later adopted as a disciple by the leader of the Day Sword Sect after saving him. However, he himself does not have any cultivation talent. Therefore, after more than a year of cultivation, there was not much growth in cultivation, and I struggled to become stronger than ordinary people. Fortunately, the Day Sword Sect is also considered a major sect within a few cities, and it can protect him comprehensively. And the scale of the Day Sword Sect is not large. A master, 7 or 8 disciples, and all except Lin Tian are women. On weekdays, they also get along very happily. Lin Tian did not encounter any discrimination or exclusion from Beiyuan because of his own waist. On the contrary, Master and several senior sisters, in order to improve his physique, were also worried. Lin Tian has also used many natural resources and treasures, but none of them have any effect. If nothing unexpected happens, he is destined to live a mediocre life. Sigh. Thinking of this, Lin Tian couldn't help but let out a long sigh, and for a while, he had no intention of practicing. Just got up and got off the stage, planning to go relax. Ding. The current situation of the host has been detected, and the Wanjie inventory system is currently binding. Suddenly, a mechanical sound rang out in my mind. Upon hearing this sound, Lin Tian's blood surged throughout his body, and his breathing became somewhat rapid. Wanjie Inventory System. Have you finally reached your golden finger? Ding! The Wanjie Inventory System has been successfully bound. Congratulations on becoming the first and only host of the system. The host can extract some exciting scenes from fantasy novels they have read in their past lives, and perform post-production work such as editing, dubbing, and music, to create a video of the world's inventory. The edited video is aimed at the heavens and all realms, with all aspects of time and space visible to all living beings, inventory of all realms. Facing all heavens and all realms. Can all living beings see it? Upon hearing this, Lin Tian couldn't help but gasp for breath. He can basically confirm that this is not the world of some fantasy novel. And the system is said to be oriented towards all heavens and all realms. Does it mean? Can he see the characters in the fantasy novels he read in his past life, such as Yi He, the Ruthless Man, the Wasteland Emperor, and so on? It's a bit interesting. But can only edit videos. Can't it make me stronger? Lin Tian frowned slightly. The sound of the system continues to ring. If your video is popular enough, you will receive countless rewards, and the system will also give you rewards. Rewards are given based on the wishes of others, such as immortal tools and treasures, gold and silver spirit stones, divine skills and techniques, etc. The rewards are not uniform and mainly depend on what others are willing to give. As for the system's rewards, they depend on the popularity of the video. The higher the popularity, the more rewards the system will receive, and all video profits can be withdrawn. In addition, the host can decide whether to reward the inventoried individuals. I see. Lin Tian's eyes sparkled with light, a magical weapon. Gold and silver spirit stones. Divine powers and techniques. Are there any system rewards? And can it also be withdrawn? That's really good. These upcoming rewards from the heavens and realms, as well as the system, should make oneself stronger. However, this is a video aimed at all heavens and all worlds. What should we do for the first inventory? Mysterious fantasy to the top 10 strongest. What are the top 10 villains in the world? Inventory the top 10 peerless women. Lin Tian frowned and pondered for a moment, then shook his head secretly. At this moment it was somewhat inappropriate to list these types. Let's talk about strength first. It is not easy to compare the strengths and weaknesses of people in different time and space planes of the various heavens and realms, otherwise, it may bring negative impacts. For example, in the past life, most people believed that the column with the strongest combat power in fantasy novels was Yi He and the Wild Emperor. Who will be ranked first? Yi He comes first. Another group of people say that leaves are not as good as Wasteland. The first emperor in the wilderness. That group of people say that wilderness is better than leaves. Will Huang and Yi be tied for first place? If it were to be released to the heavens and all realms, it would probably be unwise for those looking for sheep or those devouring the starry sky in another dimension. As for the stunning woman. There are many stunning women in fantasy books, and they are basically not comparable to Beiyuan, which is also difficult to compare. So it's not a good thing to just post a comparison inventory when releasing a video for the first time. It will directly affect one's rewards and injuries. So, what should we take inventory of? Yi Di, Yi He. Huang Di, I love to eat animal milk. Duande, Duande. Lin Tian slowly fell into contemplation, murmuring in a low voice these highly famous characters from the fantasy book of his past life. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Yi He is one of the nicknames of Emperor Yi, and I love to eat animal milk, which is one of the nicknames of Emperor Huang. In addition, there are also some well-known fantasy characters who have nicknames. These, it seems like they can all be included in one's own inventory. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Top 10 Strange Titles. Through All Worlds. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Top 10 Strange Titles. Through All Worlds. Inventory the nicknames of fantasy characters. Lin Tian pondered for a moment, thinking that this could be a nickname for the character, in order to avoid comparison. There shouldn't be too many adverse reactions either. In this way, as long as the video is excellent enough, whether it's rewards from the heavens and the world, or rewards from the system, shouldn't it be too bad? Subsequently, Lin Tian stood up and left the Wudao terrace, returning to his own residence. There are too many characters and nicknames in the fantasy book of the past life. If we list them all, it would appear too chaotic and too long. Moreover, some characters may have nicknames, but they are ordinary and unremarkable. If we count these, it is obvious that there will not be much response. So the inventory of this nickname series needs to be interesting enough and eye-catching enough. Lin Tian pondered for a long time. List out most of the fantasy novels I have read in my past life, some of which are well-known, have memes, and have interesting characters. Ranked 10 in a row. Lin Tian felt that this quantity was almost enough, and if it were even more, it would be redundant. Then he silently said to himself, "Open the system panel." The void in front of him twisted slightly, and a virtual light curtain appeared before his eyes, emitting a faint blue light. Lin Tian took a brief glance. It is similar to a platform, with a video creation area, host backend, and so on. Lin Tian didn't delay much and directly entered the video creation area. For the first video of the inventory, let's choose the protagonist of Mortal Cultivation, Han Laomo. After a moment of contemplation, Lin Tian had already determined the protagonist of the first video in his heart. Han Run. Every fantasy protagonist is a legend, and this Han Laomo is a legend in the legend. His nickname is Erlangzi. He rose from an ordinary person in Wulagu, Qingniu town, and rose all the way to become the supreme deity in the immortal world. Anyone who sees it will give a thumbs up. Due to his personality of seeking benefits and avoiding harm, having a basis for progress and retreat, and being able to bend and stretch, he often feels that things are not going well and silently retreats behind everyone. In addition, it always manages to provoke powerful opponents, constantly being chased and running around. Therefore, it is named Han Laomo. He is a character with a lot of humor and creativity. After determining the candidate for the first video, with the help of the system, Lin Tian began to watch Immortal Cultivation again, and for a moment, his whole body was filled with passion and emotions. It seems like going back to the time when I stayed up late reading under the covers. However, this time he was not reading a novel, but rather a video, which was a true reflection of the plane of mortal cultivation among the various heavens and realms. Watching Han Laomo's legendary experience in this way is quite a bit of fun. However, Lin Tian was not idle while watching. Sometimes pausing, sometimes accelerating, sometimes regressing, capturing some of the most exciting moments in Han Run's life. Then edit it into a video, write the copy, dub, and score. After spending a full day, Lin Tian finally managed to compile a video of Han Laomo and successfully produced it. He carefully watched the video several times and confirmed that there were no issues. Lin Tian added a title and introduction to it. The heavens and realms stand tall, with towering figures rising together. One talented person after another emerges, overlooking the long river of time and reflecting on the past, present, and future. They are legends themselves, and the nicknames given to them by the world are also highly legendary inventory of strange titles in the world. After finishing these, Lin Tian checked again and confirmed that there were no issues, so he directly clicked on Publish. Quickly, 4 large characters appeared on the system panel. Successfully published. At this moment, an invisible wave suddenly emanated from the system panel and surged straight into the sky. Boom boom. In an instant, a corner of the sky seemed to be torn open, and endless clouds rolled and converged into a vortex. However, the center of the vortex was a golden color, like the light of heaven, shining brightly, illuminating this small world. Countless golden lotus flowers are blooming, and above the lotus leaves, there is a faint flow of the Great Way, with the divine chain of order crisscrossing. The sound of the Great Road never stops, shaking the world. And at the intersection of the divine chains of order, a purple aura suddenly brewed. Amidst the surging purple air, a huge light curtain appeared, slowly unfolding above the sky. This light curtain is too vast, spanning between heaven and earth, with an unknown length of several 100 million zhang. Expanding from above even higher than the sky, stretching towards the far horizon, it seems to have broken through the boundaries of this small world, extending further into the heavens and territories. At this moment, Tanji Zhutian, plain, perfect heaven and earth, plain, holy emperor, plain, fighting against broken sky, plain endless plain, many of the strongest, heart and soul shaking. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. The Heavens Startle. Who will be the first person? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. The Heavens Startle. Who will be the first person? At this moment, the Great River Sword Sect Enlightenment Platform. Several female disciples all withdrew from their cultivation state, and everyone looked at the sky with a serious expression. Above the sky, countless laws and orders intertwined, condensed into terrifying divine chains, and within them, a huge light curtain emerged, filled with purple energy. What happened? The manifestation of the law, the descent of purple chi from heaven. Is there a great opportunity to descend into the world? It's hard to say if it's a chance. But I can feel a dreamy and illusory illusion from it, as if it doesn't exist at all, or should not exist in this world. If we follow Senior Sister's words, perhaps this is from the upper realm. Is it because it contains great terror? I just wanted to use my divine sense to explore the light curtain, but my divine sense couldn't penetrate the purple chi and was blocked. Whether it's a great terror or a great opportunity, we can't give a definitive conclusion now. The few women were communicating solemnly. Looking at the sky, they were hopeful, as it contained great opportunities. If we use such opportunities to help our junior brother, we should be able to transform his physique and make him a genius in cultivation. Just as the girls were thinking this way in their minds. Shit. In front of the light curtain, the strong purple aura suddenly dissipated and calmed down for a moment. A few lines of large characters slowly appeared on the screen of light. The heavens and realms stand tall, with towering figures rising together. One talented person after another emerges, overlooking the long river of time and reflecting on the past, present, and future. They are legends themselves, and the nicknames given to them by the world are also highly legendary inventory of strange titles in the world. This. At the moment of seeing the content on the screen, the women were all shocked. The heavens are boundless, and the plains stand tall. These words have had a great impact on them. They know that the world they are in is just a small world, and if they practice to a certain extent, they can ascend to the upper realm. In their understanding, there are only two realms in the world. However, in the light curtain, it is said that there are all heavens and all realms. This simply subverts their cognition. Also, what is the situation of inventorying the title of Wonderful Flower in the world? Who wrote this matter? The women looked at each other and saw the confusion in each other's eyes. The plain of Tanji Zhutian. Beidou Star Domain. At this moment, the Beidou Star Domain was shrouded in darkness, with a deathly tranquility and no sound at all. Except for an ancient land of life, all the rest of the earth collapsed and shattered, turning into flying ash, never to exist again. Blooming rafters on the earth, with endless bones, I don't know how many people have died. At this point, the 7 supreme beings suddenly appeared, towering above, overlooking eternity and ignoring billions of living beings. When you open your mouth and inhale, you will see endless creatures burst into pieces. Blood is everywhere in the boundless void. Countless essence of life will instantly turn into wisps of glow. In just a moment, more than half of the living spirits were swallowed up. This little star is shrouded in melancholic clouds and thick blood mist, filled with cries and mournful sounds, like a human purgatory. This is an extremely tragic moment in the Beidou star domain, when the 7 supreme ones launched a dark turmoil. Emperor! Where are you? The people pray for your eternal life. Please fight for our human race again. Emperor, your people miss you. Please come back to life. How could you not be on the earth? The people cried bitterly. At this moment, Yi He looked at the scene before him, filled with immense anger and sorrow in his heart. But at this moment, he doesn't have the ability to quell all of this. Buzz. Suddenly, a grand and majestic sound sounded, as if piercing through heaven and earth, causing the entire Beidou star domain to tremble slightly. Immediately after, golden light enveloped the sky, and a light curtain unfolded on the void. Let Yi He, the 7 supreme ones, and the billions of living beings who have not been affected stagnate in their hearts, and everyone is full of vigilance. Yi He and billions of creatures believe that another strong player from the penalty area has emerged. And the 7 sovereigns, on the other hand, believe that the former emperor had returned and immediately stopped their movements. And with the appearance of large characters on the light screen, everyone was stunned, their expressions filled with shock and surprise. Inventory, the title of Wonderful Flower in the World. What does this mean? Is it just the means of those people like Void and Hengyu? Will they really come back? One of the 7 supreme ones spoke with a solemn expression. Maybe not. They may have fallen long ago, how could they reappear? The heaven and the universe are interesting. There must be many creatures. If we take the essence of those people's lives, we will live longer. The other supreme one sneered at the corners of his mouth and spoke coldly. Meanwhile, Yi He looked at the text on the screen of light and fell into contemplation. What the hell is going on here? Whose means is it? Are those 7 supreme beings planning something? Or is it simply a higher level inventory? Perfect world. Is it a foreign means to invade the 9 heavens and 10 earths again? When Shi Huang saw the huge light curtain on the sky, his expression was solemn. He immediately felt that this might be the means of those immortal beings, or even the immortal king, from a foreign land. What are you planning? However, upon closer reflection, Shi Huang shook his head. Nowadays, in this world, at best, there are only 3 realms. One is the 9 heavens and 10 earths, the other is the foreign realm, and the third is the immortal realm. Even if there are a few worlds that one does not know about, they are not enough to become the heavens and 10,000 realms. Do the strongest people from other regions dare to do so without fear of being tainted with cause and effect? But if it weren't for exotic methods, who would have done this inventory? What exists to be able to inventory the heavens and all realms? Thinking of this, Shi Huang not only felt his scalp tingling. The existence behind this must be a great terror. Just such a terrifying existence, why take inventory of bizarre titles? And who will be the first to make it to the list? Also, is the title that I love to eat animal milk really weird? Shi Huang instinctively remembered his own situation and immediately turned black. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. The World of Immortal Fate, King Gou, Han Laomo. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. In the world of mortal immortality, Gou Wang Han runs away. The appearance of the light curtain directly alarmed the heavens and all realms, and some people experienced the initial surprise, followed by the shock. Start deducing its origin. There are some extremely strong individuals among them, but no matter who they are, no matter which plane they cannot deduce any information about the light curtain. In the end, everyone feels that this is something beyond their understanding. It is precisely because of this that the heavens and all realms are curious. Who will be on the list? If one's name can appear on the screen of light, it will definitely be an opportunity to make a name for oneself in the world, so many people are excited. And above the sky. A few lines of large characters slowly faded away, replaced by a video composed of images from various heavens and worlds, serving as the prelude. List 10 individuals with unique titles among the numerous amazing talents in the heavens and realms, and conduct an inventory and introduction. Now, let's start counting the top items accompanied by the prelude. The voiceover also slowly sounded, and when the voiceover fell, the prelude had already been played. At this moment, the heavens and all realms seemed to be in a state of stillness. The 7 supreme ones did not continue their actions. Yi He stood quietly in the void, Shi Huang no longer thought much, and Xiao Yan extinguished the strange fire in his hand. All living beings are energized. Only list 10. It seems that this inventory is not that simple. There are countless extraordinary talents in the heavens and worlds. What kind of strange titles can make it on the list, and what are the benefits of those who make it? Everyone in the heavens and realms is discussing it one after another. At this time, in the world of mortal cultivation. In a desolate mountain range, a portal appears on one of the mountain walls, which is the place to enter the ruins. Han Li, along with several friends and numerous hostile forces, are about to enter the ruins. The light curtain of the sky suddenly appeared and began playing the video. Therefore, everyone's plan to enter the ruins has been temporarily put on hold. After all, this sudden appearance of the light curtain, who knows if there may be a chance. Everyone was discussing this light curtain, except for Han Li, who remained silent. He felt that something was not right. Han Li, why aren't you talking? Do you know the origin of this light curtain? Li Feiyu noticed that Han Li had been silent and couldn't help but ask. Han Li shook his head and said, "Many sect elders cannot deduce, how do I know?" Li Feiyu just casually asked. Of course he knew that Han Li couldn't possibly know, and then he continued. There are countless strange nicknames in various major sectors. Who do you think can be counted? Han Li smiled faintly and remained silent for a moment before speaking. There are many strange nicknames in the world, but this inventory only selected 10 of them. It may be difficult for various major sectors to make it to the list. Even in our world, there may not be a single person on the list. Upon hearing this, Li Feiyu nodded thoughtfully. And at this point, the light curtains on the sky have already begun to be counted. The 10th person with the title of Strange Flower, the Gou King Han Pao Pao, whose real name is Han Li, is from the Tian Nanyu Kingdom in the mortal realm, and is from Wulagu, Qingyou Town, Jingzhou. Along with the voiceover, a picture of Han Li appeared on the light screen. It was his appearance in a black robe, with an ordinary and inconspicuous appearance, and dark skin. Han Li was numb and stared at the light curtain in amazement, feeling a bit unresponsive for a moment. Nima, what's the situation? Just now, I said that in the world he is in, there may not be anyone on the list, so I directly counted myself from the beginning. And this title is really weird. What about Han Pao Pao? What kind of king go? Why is it so like cursing? Han Li, you have been inventoried. Li Feiyu looked at Han Li strangely, while at the same time, everyone present, whether they were opponents or friends, looked towards Han Li. His gaze was incredibly strange. Upon encountering these gazes, Han Li couldn't help but twitch the corner of his eye. He has always been low-key in his actions, and when he becomes the focus of the audience like this, there are really not many, which makes him feel a bit uncomfortable. I couldn't help but start cursing at the light curtain in my heart. It's okay, how could I just take stock of myself? Go Wang Han Pao Pao, is this saying that your Han Li only knows how to run? Hehe, being listed under this nickname is embarrassing and has been thrown into the heavens and all realms. Han Li's enemy, Miaohe naturally won't miss this opportunity. Immediately began to mock Han Li. Upon hearing this, Li Feiyu immediately looked very angry and was about to start scolding, but was stopped by Han Li. He glanced at Miaohe without speaking, but a cold light flashed in his eyes. At the same time, in the Beidou star domain, Yi Hei's gaze was somewhat dull. Go Wang Han Pao Pao. Well, this title is really quite peculiar. However, his attention is not entirely focused on titles. Because before the inventory, it was said on the screen that Han Li was a stunning talent from all over the world. Is this Han Li qualified? Among the myriad realms of the heavens, there is a world called the mortal realm. Han Li was born in a small village by the mountain, crossing the Woolly Go in Tiannan. Originally, he could not have embarked on the path of cultivation in this lifetime, but he had a third uncle along with the voiceover narration. Video footage also appeared on the screen. When Han Li was still young and called Erlingzi, he opened his eyes wide and stared straight at the black roof made of mud and grass. The old cotton quilt covering my body exudes a faint musty smell, and I can no longer see my true face. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Ordinary and Unusual Han Laomo, How to Match. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. How to make it to the list of ordinary and unremarkable Han Laomo. About half a zhang away from the bed, there is a yellow mud wall, and over time, a few inconspicuous thin slits have cracked on the wall. This is the living conditions of Han Li in his childhood. His family consists of 7 people, 2 older brothers, 1 older sister, and 1 younger sister. Life at home is very poor, and there are not many meaty meals to eat all year round. The whole family has been hovering around the food and clothing line. It means barely surviving. What a poor mountain and treacherous water. This kind of small place, even a slightly stronger cultivator can level it with a single blow, and Han Li is really not easy. In such a poor place where life has become a problem, can one even become a talented cultivator? In all the worlds, there is a cultivator looking at the video on the screen of light and murmuring. A person who can become a monk. The starting point is generally relatively high, either the wealthy and wealthy family, or the powerful and influential family. Poor people cannot have access to cultivation. Because even survival is a problem for poor people, how can there be a way to practice? Similarly, we cannot obtain the resources needed for cultivation. In theory. With Han Li's condition, he will never have the chance to practice in this lifetime. However, the inventory of all heavens and all realms is naturally impossible to count an ordinary existence, so things are definitely not that simple. In the light curtain. Today's Han family has a guest, the second uncle of Erlingzi. Uncle Han Li works in an unusual place. The restaurant he works in belongs to a sect called 7 Xianmen. And not long ago, Uncle Han Li became an outer disciple of the 7 profound men. Being able to recommend children aged 7 to 12 to participate in the test of recruiting inner disciples in the 7 profound schools made Uncle San, who had no children, think of the appropriate age Han Li. After some hesitation and struggle, Han's parents finally agreed to let Han Li go to the 7 profound gates. So, Han Li left the palm-sized village and went to the outside world. Subsequently, he faced the assessment of the 7 mysteries. In the test at the bone refining cliff, although Han Li did not reach the top of the cliff on time, he still performed outstandingly and was able to endure the hardships of martial arts practice. The person in charge of assessment at the 7 gates temporarily stayed there due to unforeseen circumstances. Han Li became one of the highly skilled practitioners in the 7 profound schools and a named disciple of Dr. Mo. In the video, Han Li and another assessment disciple were selected by Dr. Mo together. Then follow Dr. Mo to the small valley. Dr. Mo only taught him some common sense of picking and refining herbs, as well as some medical skills of saving and treating people, but he never taught him the method of cultivation. However, just 2 or 3 months later, Dr. Mo suddenly handed Han Li a set of mnemonics, saying that they could cultivate one's character and strengthen the body. Han Li naturally practiced according to the mnemonic. However, practicing this set of mnemonics is extremely difficult, and Dr. Mo did not give him any guidance on cultivation, so everything could only be explored by Han Li himself. Fortunately, under Han Li's exploration, he actually cultivated some things, thus successfully passed Dr. Mo's test and was accepted as an entry-level disciple by Dr. Mo, who was overjoyed. At this point, Han Li was able to stay completely at the 7 profound gates. It's just a set of spells, but after practicing for so long, Han Li's talent seems somewhat ordinary, just a bit clever. When you see this, some cultivators in the heavens and realms furrowed their brows subconsciously. Because the Han Li shown in the video does not have a high cultivation talent. Even in remote areas, it is not impossible for talented individuals to emerge. However, when Han Li first entered the 7 profound schools, he had to face a difficult assessment before he could stay. When practicing the Dharma technique, it took several months to achieve some results. If someone has amazing talent, they may be able to show it during the assessment. As for the cultivation methods, they may be able to be integrated and mastered in extreme times. Moreover, what Han Li has shown from beginning to end is like a country boy, having never seen much of the world. Do people like this really qualify for the list? Han Li, is this really you from the beginning? The world of mortal cultivation is in a desolate mountain range. Several of Han Li's companions looked at the video on the screen, their expressions appearing somewhat surprised. They did not know Han Li's past. However, with Han Li's current growth rate, as well as his understanding of martial arts and techniques, it's definitely not the same Han Li from back then that can be compared to. Nowadays, Han Li is definitely a genius. How did he achieve this level of growth despite his insufficient qualifications at that time? Not only Han Li's companions, but also some of Han Li's opponents. At this moment, he was also looking at the light curtain with a heavy expression, and then at Han Li, feeling somewhat surprised and uncertain. And Han Li's expression appeared very solemn. Because the video content in the light screen is completely his own experience, not bad at all, and even some looting that only he knows is fully revealed. The existence behind the screen of light is so dominant towards me. Han Li has a feeling of coldness on his back. At this moment, he seemed to go back to the time when he first faced Dr. Mo from a humble abode. At that time, he was almost taken away by the other party and his life was on the line. But now, although he has not yet realized the threat of life from the light curtain, his heart is gradually becoming cold. Because, since light curtain knows him so well, as the inventory continues, some of his unknown secrets will also be exposed. By then, one's own troubles will be big. Even. Suddenly, Han Li thought of something and his face couldn't help but change. My biggest secret, that mysterious bottle, won't be shaken out too. If that's the case, I'm afraid he won't be peaceful in the future. Impossible, impossible, this bottle has a huge origin, perhaps the supreme existence of this world. Even if the existence behind the light curtain is terrifying, it is impossible to know about this matter. In Han Li's heart, he constantly comforted himself. However, the next voiceover in the video made Han Li's scalp tingle and his heart tremble with fear. Not long after being accepted as an entry-level disciple by Dr. Mo, Han Li coincidentally obtained a metal bottle Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Palm Heavenly Bottle, Vibration of All Realms. King Beiyuan. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 6. Palm Heavenly Bottle, Vibration of All Realms. Is it necessary for the Beiyuan Wang family to obtain this item? With the sound of the voiceover, the scene in the light screen changed and a bottle appeared. This bottle has a slender neck, which looks very green and shiny. There are also some exquisite, dark green leaf-shaped patterns on the surface of the bottle, and at the top, there is a small cap that tightly seals the bottle mouth. The volume of the bottle is not too large, it can be fully grasped with just one palm. It is even smaller than an ordinary medicine bottle and the amount is heavy. When Han Li obtained this bottle, he exerted a lot of effort but did not unscrew it, and even smashed it with a hammer without any effect. In the picture, Han Li played around all day. The bottle is always intact and undamaged. However, this night, just as he was sleeping until midnight, he suddenly woke up. Then I saw it. Traces of visible white light scattered down from the skylight in the room, all converging on the bottle, forming dots the size of rice grains. And it emitted a hazy white light, enveloping the entire bottle in this hazy white light. The bottle in the white light appears particularly beautiful and tempting, with patterns on it that seem to be about to be revealed, and it also carries a hint of mystery. Han Li quickly approached and observed the movement of the bottle. After 4 years, Han Li finally determined that this bottle can absorb the essence of the moon and condense green liquid, which can ripen the holy grass regardless of the law. In the picture, Han Li was able to effortlessly open the bottle cap. One eye approached the bottle mouth and looked into the bottle. I saw a drop of emerald green liquid the size of a soybean slowly rolling inside, reflecting the entire bottle wall into a sparkling green. Well, the mysterious bottle, it seems that Han Li has encountered a chance. Amidst all the heavens and all the realms. A cultivator saw this and nodded slightly, with a hint of clarity flashing in his expression. The bottles that can be highlighted in the inventory are definitely a must-have. In the world of cultivation, the talent of a cultivator is certainly important, but a magic weapon is also an indispensable thing. It seems that Han Li was lucky enough to obtain such a treasure. Being able to ignore the rules to ripen spirit grass is equivalent to improving Han Li's cultivation efficiency. You should know that on the path of cultivation for cultivators, the effect of spirit grass treasure medicine on cultivators is no different from that of spirit stone crystals. Too important. With the help of this treasure bottle, Han Li grew rapidly and became a genius in the eyes of others. And it seems that this bottle is not that simple yet. Duki continent, on a towering mountain. A young man dressed in a dark red robe looked at the light curtain on the sky. At the weakest and most in need of help, by chance, I obtained a treasure. How could this direction be so familiar? Xiao Yan's gaze appeared somewhat peculiar. Subconsciously, I touched the ring on my hand. Back then, he was also like this, when he was most helpless and considered useless by everyone, the old medicine in the ring appeared. It's the old man who is both a teacher and a friend, helping him out of his predicament and collecting various strange fires. Give him enough confidence and strength to conquer all enemies with the 3 heavenly clouds and Lanzong. However, the ring was given to him by his mother, and Yao Lao was also one of them. It took him 3 years of fighting energy to recover. Think about comparing it. This bottle is not to Han Li what a ring is to oneself. And there doesn't seem to be a soul like Yao Lao in the bottle either. Beidu Ancient Star, the royal family of Beiyuan. This bottle is really impressive. It can ignore the rules to ripen the spiritual medicine and improve the cultivator's cultivation efficiency. My Wang family needs it. My son Wang Teng has the resources of a great emperor. If he obtains this treasure bottle, he may soon be able to ripen a large medicine, making my son become the emperor directly, crushing all ages and eras, and shaking the past, present, and future. In front of a grand and magnificent palace. The head of the royal family in Beiyuan is currently looking at the bottle in the video, with a strong greed in his eyes. This kind of divine object is nowhere to be found in the entire Big Dipper. If one could have this bottle, it would definitely greatly enhance the strength of the Wang family. Even able to help his own son and achieve the throne as soon as possible. You should know that my son Wang Teng is the reincarnation of the ancient emperor, with the wealth of a great emperor, and it is only a matter of time for him to become emperor. And the bottle in Han Li's hand can ripen the elixir. That is to say, it can shorten the time for his son to become a great emperor. When Wang Teng becomes the earth, people will worship the royal family. At that time, the Wang family will be revered by all the heavens. Imagining that scene, Lord Wang's heart was already filled with excitement. But the problem is, the place he knew, whether it was the Beidou Star Domain, the Violet Star Domain, or any other region, did not have this place called the Mortal Realm. Although he had a desire for Han Li's bottle, he couldn't find Han Li. To take a step back, even if they can reach the Mortal Realm. Who knows what the current state of Han Li is? If the Wang family is not a match for Han Li, then it would be funny. At that time, they will have no other outcome besides sending heads over. And those who can be counted by the light screen are not the weaker ones. So if he wants to plot that bottle, he must consider it in the long run. After the appearance of the Palm Heavenly Bottle, Wanjie once again caused a sensation. Because its functionality is simply too powerful. Ignoring the rules of the ripening elixir has made some extremely powerful and famous beings in our world not only take a breath of cold air. The significance behind this is really too heavy. Birth, aging, illness, and death, as well as the cycle of cause and effect, there must always be a natural law that cannot be reversed or changed, no matter where in the heavens and realms. Of course, only by becoming the strongest in a certain sense can we ignore this rule. But this small bottle can ignore the rules, ignore the law of the birth, growth, and maturity of the spiritual medicine, and directly induce ripening. It's really a bit scary. It is precisely because of its terror that many people in the heavens and realms have also developed ideas. However, these people also have the same concerns as the head of the Wang family. Whether they can find Han Li or not remains to be seen. Even if they find this person, it remains to be seen whether they can pass the battle. Therefore, everyone can only restrain these thoughts in their hearts. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Li Feiyu. Inventory says I will become popular. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Li Feiyu. Inventory says I will become famous throughout the country. When the heavens and all worlds are in a state of turmoil. The world of mortal cultivation. In the desolate mountains, in front of the entrance to the ruins, Han Li's gaze was fixed on the light curtain, and his mood was experiencing intense fluctuations. He never expected it. This inventory can even reveal one's own bottle. If you even know your biggest secret in existence, then what else is there that you don't know? No more. I have no secrets in front of that existence. What is the existence behind the countable inventory? Is it difficult? Is it the ruler from all heavens and all realms? Thinking of this, Han Li couldn't help but breathe. It's too scary. That existence is definitely beyond his imagination. Han Li took a few deep breaths to calm himself down, no longer focusing on the existence behind the inventory, but refocusing his attention on the light screen. Now, if his biggest secret is revealed, his future situation may be a bit difficult. He has countless enemies in the mortal world. After today, those enemies will surely know that he carries a precious treasure and will never let themselves go. Even some ancient and powerful beings may attack him. He didn't pay much attention to these opponents in front of the ruins, and even if he couldn't defeat Han Li, there was still a way to escape. But the question is, what should he do when facing those terrifying beings? In Han Li's heart, he kept calculating. And at this moment, Beside him, several of his companions remained silent, their eyes fixed on Han Li, with a slight change in their expression. They only have common interests with Han Li. That's why we agreed to go down the ruins together, but now, the inventory has exposed Han Li's treasures. So, they have no common interests with Han Li, and the bottle in Han Li's hand will be in their interest. They also covet Han Li's treasure bottle. However, everyone also knows Han Li's strength. Although he is low-key, his strength is definitely very strong. They may not be able to deal with Han Li. Among the crowd, only Li Feiyu's gaze was still clear. He looked at Han Li and then at the others, opening his mouth but not knowing how to speak. And on the other side, Han Li's opponent, on the other hand, looked at him with fiery eyes. I didn't expect you, Han Li, to still have such a treasure. It's not bad. A person who walked out of a remote and impoverished area could actually obtain such a treasure, which can be considered a great opportunity. However, although the treasure is good, it will be my own after today. Han Li, you must die today. The crowd looked at Han Li with fierce intent, and the murderous intent in their eyes remained undiminished. They had planned to kill Han Li directly in the ruins today, but they didn't expect Han Li to possess such treasures. That's even more unacceptable. You want to kill me? It depends on your abilities. Han Li looked at everyone and gave a cold smile. The crowd was enraged and immediately erupted in a fierce aura, sweeping towards Han Li, as a great war was about to break out. But at this moment, the content of the dome's light curtain changed. At this time, Han Li was using medical skills to save people. By chance, Han Li saved Li Feiyu's life and quickly became acquainted with him. However, at this moment, neither Li Feiyu nor Han Li realized that the three words, Li Feiyu, would accompany Han Li for a long time. Even long after Li Feiyu's death, his fame continued to spread throughout the country, making countless cultivators tremble with fear. What? When he saw this, Li Feiyu was completely bewildered. It's not wrong to make friends with Han Li on your own, but why is it that your name has accompanied Han Li for a long time? And not myself. Also, after my own death, I became famous again and became famous throughout the country. What is the situation like? Can one still transform into a corpse after death? Li Feiyu glanced at Han Li in confusion. But Han Li didn't know what was on his mind, and his expression was thoughtful. He just smiled awkwardly and didn't say anything. After a period of time, Han Li faced his first major crisis in life. Dr. Mo did not take him as an entry-level disciple, not because he cherished talent, but because he had ulterior motives. He had two souls inside him, one was his own soul and the other was his opponent's soul. Dr. Mo handed over the Dharma technique, also known as Changchun Gong, to Han Li, and was instructed by another soul to prepare to seize Han Li. Accompanied by the voiceover, the screen flickered in the light screen. A stone house appeared. The interior of the stone house does not have a single window, but it does not appear dim. The room is filled with various lights, and there are red candles of varying thicknesses, all of which are small and square. The candlelight flickers, and the wax fires pile up, shining brightly like daylight. And in the middle of the stone house, drawing a strange pattern several zhang in size, with patchwork patterns on it, it appears somewhat profound and obscure, as if painted with some kind of powder. Mo Juren, keep my word. As long as I succeed in seizing the possession, I will immediately help you find a body with spiritual roots, and I won't mistreat brother you. Thank you very much, brother Mo. After success, Yu Zidong will not hide anything and will hand over all the cultivation methods to you one by one. Dr. Mo's body and two souls are communicating. Although both of them had ulterior motives, they now had a unified opinion. They discussed the matter of seizing the property without considering Han Li's opinion, as if Han Li's body. It's already in their bag. At this time, Han Li had already been restrained by Dr. Mo and was indeed at a loss. I saw Dr. Mo approaching Han Li. He lifted his body, straightened himself, and let Han Lapon sit on the ground, while he sat opposite him with his hands wrapped around his shoulders. Immediately after, a low and deep curse slowly came out of Dr. Mo's mouth. Amidst the sound of the spell, Han Li felt like he was completely unconscious. Although he resisted with all his might, it was of no use. Under the powerful hypnosis of the spell, Han Li quickly became unaware of everything and fainted. Seize the lost, officially start. With this off-screen sound, all the people in the heavens and all the realms who are watching the video. I couldn't help but feel nervous inside. Although they knew that Han Li couldn't just die like this. After all, his title of Go Wang Han Pao Pao has not been displayed at this time, how could it be taken away and erased? However, despite knowing this, countless people still sweat. Because the impact of this video is so strong that everyone can't help but immerse themselves in the situation of Han Li in the video. It feels like being in person. So they get nervous and straighten their nerves. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Seize and Backfire. The commonality of the cultivation system. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Seize and Backfire. The commonalities of the cultivation system. In the endless darkness, Han Li felt his soul drifting aimlessly, and then he had a very strange dream. The screen began to change. It turned into darkness, without any glimmer of light. Suddenly, a fist-sized green ball of light appeared from the darkness, illuminating a space. This is Han Li's dream of himself. A sphere emitting green light roamed in the darkness, but soon a yellow light sphere appeared from the other side. The yellow light ball is not big, only the size of a thumb, but it is powerful. As soon as he saw Han Li, he opened his big mouth and bit him. Han Li naturally didn't sit idly by and opened his mouth to confront him. In a few moments, the yellow ball was engulfed by the green ball. However, immediately after, a small ball appeared in this dark area, also green, slightly larger than Han Li overall. However, the light it emitted appeared somewhat dim and weak, not as dazzling as Han Li's. Then the two small balls met and both sides began to bite. Although the opponent's volume was larger than Han Li's, they were weak and powerless, obviously in empty airs. After persisting for a period of time, they were defeated by Han Li. After being bitten off 2/3 of the volume by Han Li, he struggled to escape. In this struggle initiated by Dr. Mo and Yu Zitong, Han Li ultimately emerged victorious, while Dr. Mo's soul was consumed and his body died. Dr. Mo's behavior had a great impact on Han Li, making him realize the dangers of the martial arts world and the deceit of people's hearts. It directly made Han Li, who was honest and straightforward, gradually become a person with firm will, no profit, no early rise, and the courage to be ruthless. This. Looking at the scene in the light curtain, Han Li's gaze fixed once again. Although Han Li knew that he had no secrets in front of the existence behind the inventory. But even the scene of my dream was truly reflected. This feeling really makes his heart and hair cool. This. Han Li, Dr. Mo has actually died, and besides, he once wanted to take you away. On the side. Li Feiyu looked stunned, obviously unaware of this matter. When Dr. Mo went missing at the 7 profound gates, there was a letter informing them that he was going back to his hometown to visit his family, and it was unknown when he would be able to return due to the long journey. During this period, Han Li was asked to fulfill his duties as a doctor on his behalf. For this matter, no one in the entire 7 mysteries doubted it, because Dr. Mo was very free and often did not stay at the 7 mysteries. Li Feiyu also thought that Dr. Mo had returned to his hometown, but he never expected that he had already died. However, he didn't say much about Han Li's approach. After all, this matter was caused by Dr. Mo's coveting of Han Li's body, and if he couldn't give up, it would be backfired. Even if he lost his life, it was his own fault. Han Li can't let himself be taken away. Having experienced this at a young age and being able to survive is quite remarkable. Among all the heavens and all the realms, someone slowly said. The act of seizing and giving up is a heart-wrenching thing in any world. Imagine how terrifying it is for someone close to oneself to be taken away by another soul in the next moment. Even some people with strong cultivation feel uneasy. When Han Li was about to be taken away by Dr. Mo, he was only a teenager and had not experienced any worldly hatred before. It's not easy to still survive here. Putting oneself in such an environment, can one successfully save one's life and backfire on the other? Many people can't help but shake their heads secretly when they think of this. If they were to encounter this calamity, they would probably have died and disappeared. In the light curtain, the voiceover continued to sound. At the age of 25, Han Li refined the foundation building pill in the Dian stone house and successfully built the foundation. After taking it, the scene depicts Han Li's elevation of his realm. Building a foundation. Upon hearing this realm, some people in the heavens and realms nodded secretly. Many of them start their practice by laying a foundation, which means they are the same as them in the inventory of the cultivation system in the mortal realm. And some people are quite puzzled. Because their system is not this. For example, Doji Chi continent. There is no glamorous magic here, only the fighting spirit that thrives to its peak. And the realm of all cultivators is that of the Do Shi, the Do Shi, and so on. For example, the Beidou star domain. The cultivation system is not the foundation building system, but rather the excavation of the human body itself, first opening up the sea of suffering, then cultivating a life spring, and then building a divine bridge to reach the other shore. This is the secret realm of Luanhai. Then came the Daogong secret realm, the Four Extremes secret realm, the Dragon Transformation secret realm, and the Sendai secret realm, perfect heaven and earth plane. A previously unknown cultivation system. That is to say, there is not only one system in the heavens and all realms, but multiple types. Shi Huang's eyes were bright, as if two great suns were looming in it, emitting an incredibly terrifying aura that made the void hum. Another cultivation system. He had to embark on the path of self-cultivation because he lacked suitable seeds. As a species, it completely deviates from the existing cultivation system in this realm. That is to say, Shi Huang is walking an unprecedented path, opening up a system that has not been practiced by previous generations. However, how difficult is it to take an unprecedented path? Even if the elder fails, can he succeed? Shi Huang thought of this and looked intently at the light curtain. He wanted to find out the similarities between Han Li's cultivation system and his own cultivation system by observing his experience. I want to see if I can use this to help him open up an unprecedented path. On the screen, the picture changes again. After entering the foundation building period for 4 years, Han Li and Dong Xianer participated in the Yanjiabao treasure hunting conference together. At this time, he did not know that he was about to unlock a new title. The name Han Pao Pao began from here. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Ghost Spirit Young Master Set Traps, Old Demons in Danger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. The Ghost Spirit Young Master sets a trap, and the old demon runs for the first time in danger. The Treasure Hunting Conference is a gathering organized by the Yen family, the first family of the Yu Kingdom's immortal cultivation world, in conjunction with disciples of several nearby countries who have completed the alchemy period in order to establish good relationships with numerous cultivators during the period of alchemy. This is beneficial for the future development of the Yen family. Therefore, for this conference, the Yen family also presented some rare treasures, magical tools and spiritual pills. And Han Li also went to attend this conference with Dong Xianer under the conditions of his master Li Huayuan and Hong Fu. The picture darkens in the light screen. When it lit up again, it was already Tiannan Yu State and Yanjiapu. As the first family in the cultivation world of the Yu Kingdom, Yan family castle has an unparalleled architectural style. The city walls alone are 40 to 50 zhang high, and there are also countless tall ancient buildings. The magic of the ghost spirit sect is indeed mysterious. Our Yan family surprisingly lost 5 out of 6 games. Are we going to start the 7th game now? Let's just forget about it. For the remaining few matches, why not wait for the Yan family's Luo Xingtang disciples to arrive and have a competition no later? On the arena, someone has already made a move. There is still the last trace of magical power remaining, which has not dissipated. The Yan family's faces are not looking good at this moment. Because this treasure hunt was supposed to be a place for the Yan family to stand out, but the other party challenged them 6 times in a row, and the Yan family lost 5 times. How can we bear this? But the other party is from the ghost spirit sect, and even if they can't bear it, there is nothing they can do at this time. However, due to the words of the young master of the ghost spirit sect, the competition has been paused at this time. Han Li didn't want to get too entangled with Dong Xiener, so he used an excuse to leave the crowd. Later, while strolling around, Han Li noticed a large number of people from other countries coming to Yanjiapu, feeling that things were a bit abnormal. Because the spirit treasure from this treasure hunt, although valuable, cannot attract so many people. Then, from the mouth of a passerby. Han Li also knew the origin of the ghost spirit sect. Ghost spirit sect, one of the 7 demon schools of the heavenly demon kingdom, is skilled in exorcising ghosts and controlling demons, as well as being proficient in dark and poisonous arts. Although it belongs to the weakest sect among the 7 demon schools, it is still 3 points stronger than the strongest sun-covering sect in our Yu Kingdom. When everyone heard this person's words, they immediately became calm. This is a superpower that is countless times stronger than the sects behind them. By comparison, this Yanjiabao treasure hunting conference is just a small meeting. Why did such a force participate in the treasure hunt? This is a question in everyone's hearts, and even Han Li couldn't help but ponder. What is the purpose of the ghost spirit sect attending the conference? But they couldn't figure it out. And this night, the young master of the ghost spirit sect, Wang Chan, had already begun to contact the Yan family ancestors and, with the help of the Yan family, set up a shocking trap to offer blood sacrifices to the disciples of the 7 schools. In the picture, the conference is almost starting. The Yan family is greeting Han Li to come over. After hearing this, Han Li was thinking about going over. However, he suddenly saw that the Yan family had 1-inch-long dark red nails, which were the same as the nails of the ghost spirit sect he had seen before. Exactly the same. After experiencing Dr. Mo's seizure and some other events nowadays, Han Li is no longer the foolish person who just left the mountain village. He has become cautious and low-key. When he saw this nail, his heart suddenly became cold, and he already had an incredible speculation in his heart. Han Li in the picture still maintains a smile. But my eyes were already dripping as I looked around, but at this moment, everything was normal and it didn't look like someone was ambushing me. Did you guess wrong? Is that person's nails just a coincidence? As soon as he had this idea in his heart, Han Li immediately denied it. There are not so many coincidences in this world, and even if it is a true coincidence, with Han Li's personality, it is impossible to take risks. Moreover, there is now a formation on the venue of the conference, which looks extremely wrong. Han Li did not continue to hesitate. He flipped his palm and a divine wind shuttle appeared in his hand. However, before he could throw it, a sound suddenly came. I can't believe you're not very old, but you have some vision. You can see the flaw so quickly and want to slip away. Don't you want to save your fellow disciple? Upon hearing this sound, Han Li quickly took action and retreated by tens of zhang. Then he saw a person wearing a dark red robe with a silver face appear where he was originally standing. This person is the young master of the ghost spirit sect, Wang Chan. Since you can see it, that would be even better. Are you taking the initiative to join the battle and live longer, or should I pull out your soul now? And at this point, a huge light curtain has enveloped the surrounding area of the formation for over 100 chang. Although this young master of the ghost spirit sect only has a mid-range of building foundations, Han Li knows that he is definitely a terrible opponent, and if he is not careful, he may stay here forever. At this moment, Han Li only wanted to run. He didn't know if he was the opponent's opponent. Even if he could defeat the opponent, there were still many experts on his side, and he didn't want to be entangled too much. Want to run. Where to run? Die. The young master of the ghost spirit sect sneered and then took action against Han Li. And Han Li quickly climbed onto the divine wind shuttle and quickly fled towards the sky. Well, this one is indeed cautious. You can detect something wrong with just a few details, and this kind of insight is very impressive. Watching Han Li escape. The crowd watching the video from Zhutian Wanjie nodded one after another, and some expressed appreciation for Han Li's ability. Put yourself in the shoes of yourself, if you encounter such a situation when you are weak. Can we do better than Han Li? It's probably not possible. They don't even know how to find something wrong through their nails, and they won't think so much either. Most of them are the ones who enter the formation and are enveloped by the light curtain. And Han Li promptly discovered something was wrong, and his evasive behavior finally revealed to everyone why he had the title of Han Pao Pao. Although running away is indeed the best way in this situation, why do you always feel that something is wrong? Previously, when the young master of the ghost spirit sect had not yet taken action against Han Li, he only speculated that the situation was not right and planned to slip away. It was indeed a bit of a mistake. It's interesting that the Air Lengzi from the small mountain village became so steady back then. Yan family castle's first escape, and King Gou finally took his first step. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. The Adventure of Fighting. Han ran away. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. The Adventure of Fighting. Han Pao ran away. When the scene of Han Li escaping is played in the light screen, countless people are discussing among the heavens and realms, marveling at Han Li's character and judgment. It can be accurately predicted before a crisis arises. Many people lack this judgment. When the crisis was not revealed, Han Li did not hesitate to leave and no longer participate in the treasure hunt, indicating that he was definitely a decisive person. Similarly, he is also a cautious person who cannot be any more cautious. And for Han Li's choice to escape, everyone has no objections. In this situation, it seems that there is only one way to escape. Whether staying or engaging in a deadly battle with the ghost spirit sect, there is only one outcome, which is death. If they are Han Li, they will also run when they don't have enough strength. In the picture, two people are speeding towards the distance, one in front and the other behind. From the screen, it is evident that the person behind is faster. Want to run? Kid, you probably don't know yet. My noble spirit technique is not as fast as usual, you can't escape at all. Behind Han Li, the figure of Wang Chan, the young master of the ghost spirit sect. It's already within reach. Han Li knew he couldn't just run for his life anymore, otherwise he would definitely be taken over by Wang Chan. Immediately, I reached into the storage bag and took out a dozen ice-edged talismans. Without any hesitation, he threw a few behind him. In an instant, the temperature of the entire void seemed to drop sharply by a few degrees, and the sound of ice edges condensing and then exploding kept ringing. And when the young master of the ghost spirit sect, Wang Chan, was attacked, he became furious and began to counterattack Han Li. And he unleashed his own ghost spirit technique, releasing thick mist of blood that instantly surged to Han Li's divine wind shuttle. Han Lilian was trapped in mid-air with a magic weapon. Faced with this dilemma, Han Li could only quickly stop the divine wind shuttle and escape a pair of black, claw-like magical tools from the storage bag. And Wang Chan also offered a flying fork. Two magical tools were in a fight, and Wang Chan's flying fork was faintly suppressed, unable to function. Not bad, not bad. It's not just an ordinary top-level magic tool. It can break through even the ghosts above my divine fork. It seems that this trip is not in vain for me to personally take action. Wang Chan's erratic voice rang out. At this moment, Han Li was completely enveloped in the blood that covered the sky and sun, with no gaps around to escape. The air was filled with a nauseating smell of blood. In this situation, if he does not forcefully open a channel, he will definitely not be able to escape. Boom! However, just as Han Li was about to take action, the blood mist in front of him suddenly surged violently. Immediately after, two monsters emerged, one tall enough, waving their teeth and claws with fierce eyes, rushing towards Han Li. Han Li quickly used his magic weapon to resist. But under the attack of the monster, the magical tool in hand seemed to lose control, sluggish and shaky. Subsequently, Han Li wielded a law enforcement device and separated to slay the monster. However, when he killed both monsters, the blood mist in all directions stirred up, and one monster after another emerged from it. Finally, he let out a piercing scream and rushed towards Han Li. Until Han Li killed nearly 100 monsters in a row, there were still monsters constantly emerging. At this moment, Han Li was finally able to confirm that the monsters in the blood mist could not be completely killed. If one was destroyed, another would be born. The young master of the ghost spirit sect was going to consume his life and death here. Han Li felt that he couldn't continue like this anymore. I saw Han Li slapping his palm onto the storage bag and escaping dozens of various talismans and seals. Then he threw it all at the blood mist in front of him in one breath, hoping to open up a passage for himself. Think beautifully. Wang Chan let out a loud shout, and a large amount of magic surged out of his body. And at this moment, countless skulls emerged from the blood mist, opening their mouths and blocking Han Li's talisman seal power. The blood mist pattern remains motionless. Don't struggle anymore, obediently make the blood food that the blood ghost talks about. Han Li's forehead was already covered in cold sweat, and he began to use spirit stones to replenish his mana, while also secretly urging his talismans. A cultivator during the foundation building period has a very low chance of possessing talismans, and Wang Chan would not have thought he had them in his hand. So we can seize this opportunity and let Wang Chan neglect his carelessness. Finally, Han Li succeeded by using a small sword and talisman to directly defeat the blood mist, and then he flew out from the gap. At this moment, Wang Chan realized that he had neglected and was both shocked and angry, so he quickly chased after him. Quickly caught up with Han Li. Just as Han Li thought that there would be fierce confrontation between the two, Wang Chan suddenly withdrew his stance. And wrapped in a mist of blood, he flew backwards and fled. This sudden scene. Han Li was completely stunned, feeling a bit confused. However, as the young master of the ghost spirit sect left, he didn't have the courage to pursue him. Quickly, Han Li regained his senses and quickly drove the Shenfeng shuttle towards the distance. A great crisis ended with Han Li escaping from the mortal world. As the saying goes, the ghost spirit young master of Yan family castle set up a trap, and the Han family ran for the first time in the crisis. Shen Nima Yan family castle ghost spirit young master sets up a set, and the Han family runs for the first time in a dangerous situation. When hearing this voiceover, countless creatures in all heaven and all worlds could not help roast and laughing. This statement is indeed a bit confusing, but it didn't say anything wrong either. Han Li did indeed run away, and during his escape, he was almost caught up by the enemy and almost killed by the young master of the ghost spirit sect, Wang Chan. And it's also through the tactics of this chase. People from all over the world have also gained a clearer understanding of Han Li. Not only is he resolute and cautious, but he also has a meticulous mind. You should know that Han Li at this time was in his 20s and 30s, and he only came out of the mountain village when he was 10 years old. He had only been in the world for about 20 years. In this situation of facing a life and death crisis. But he was able to remain calm in the face of danger, calmly analyze the situation, take advantage of Wang Chan's negligence, and use the talisman treasure to escape into heaven. It's also true. If other cultivators in their 20s were to face such a situation, they would probably have already been panicked in their hearts and would have been in chaos. And in this situation, no one can do it better than Han Li. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.